Welcome to the 2020 World Food Prize Laureate announcement. Over the last decade, we have had the distinct pleasure of hosting this event at the U.S. Department of State and at the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Now, with the required social distancing practices, the World Food Prize Foundation enjoys the opportunity for both the U.S. Department of State and the U.S. Department of Agriculture to celebrate our announcement jointly, albeit in a digital setting. We are grateful for the unwavering support of our partners, Secretary of State Michael Pompeo and Secretary of Agriculture Sonny Perdue, from whom you will hear shortly following the remarks of our President, Barbara Stinson. As Chair of the World Food Prize Foundation's Council of Advisors, I would like to recognize our Foundation Chairman, John Ruan III, as well as the Council for their ongoing guidance and support, especially as we manage through this global pandemic. Founded in 1986 by Dr. Norman E. Borlaug, the World Food Prize serves as the foremost international honor, recognizing the achievements of individuals who have advanced human development by improving the quality, quantity, and availability of food in the world. The $250,000 annual award recognizes contributions in any field benefiting the global food supply and the lives of people. Over the past 33 years, the World Food Prize has honored 49 outstanding individuals who have made vital contributions to the progression of human and agricultural development globally. This year marks the 50th anniversary of Norman Borlaug's receipt of the Nobel Prize for a lifetime of work to feed a hungry world. It is quite fitting that today we announce the 50th World Food Prize Laureate. At the start of 2020, the World Food Prize Foundation embarked on a new era when Barbara Stinson assumed leadership of the foundation, building on her career of championing policy, research, and project innovations through collaborative solutions. Barbara has brought into her role more than 30 years of experience in environmental public policy and business management, focusing the last 10 years on global food security and food safety. Her previous work emphasized policies and programs that supported smallholder farmers, bringing institutional support and access to new tools, technologies, and data to improve the quantity, quality, and availability of food. Inspired by Dr. Borlaug's mission of increasing agricultural productivity and education globally, Barbara is committed to expanding the impact of the foundation and its programs to address pressing global challenges. I'm pleased to introduce Barbara to share the announcement you have been waiting for.
Thank you, Paul, for that introduction. It's been my honor to lead the World Food Prize Foundation over the last 5 months. Through the challenging circumstances of COVID-19, the team at the World Food Prize Foundation has been striving to stay connected to the global food security community and offer meaningful engagement to our partners. In announcing this year's World Food Prize Laureate, my personal thanks go to the chair of our selection committee, the 2009 World Food Prize Laureate, Dr. Gebisa Ejeta, as well as all the members of the World Food Prize Selection Committee. The World Food Prize was conceived by Dr. Norman Borlaug in 1986 to embody his lifelong belief that recognizing breakthrough achievements will inspire action in others to continue their work to nutritiously feed our growing world population. Today, the World Food Prize is recognized as the Nobel Prize for Food and Agriculture for professionals who have emulated the courage, the stamina, and determination demonstrated by Dr. Borlaug. This award serves as the first pillar of the work of the foundation. The recognition of these world leaders provides a platform for dialogue and debate about cutting-edge issues related to global food security and nutrition. Through the Borlaug Dialogue, the World Food Prize Foundation helps to build alliances and highlight new solutions in the struggle against world hunger and malnutrition. This is our second pillar. Norm's vision extended to the next generation of young scientists, policymakers, and hunger fighters. He believed in empowering students to research, study, and join in the conversations focused on solutions to end global hunger and malnutrition. Our global youth programs engage more than 10,000 students through programs facilitated by strong partnerships with USDA and other research partners across the globe. Development in youth in agriculture is our third, and in some ways our most important pillar for building a long-term sustainable food system. Through all of our work at the Foundation, we strive to elevate innovations and inspire action to sustainably increase the quality, quantity, and availability of food for all. Today, I am so pleased to be announcing my first and our 50th laureate in the history of the World Food Prize Foundation. This year's laureate epitomizes Dr. Borlaug's philosophy that science is meaningless if it does not serve humanity. This individual is recognized for developing and mainstreaming a soil-centric approach to increasing food production that restores and conserves natural resources and mitigates climate change. Over his career, spanning more than 5 decades and 4 continents, our 50th laureate has promoted soil-saving techniques, benefiting more than 500 million smallholder farmers, improving the food security and livelihoods of more than 2 billion people, and saving hundreds of millions of hectares of natural tropical ecosystems. Based on his analysis of the causes of soil degradation, our laureate began improving the long-term sustainability of agroecosystems by building soil health. He researched and transformed techniques such as no-till, cover cropping, mulching, and agroforestry that protected the soil from the elements and returned nutrients, carbon, and organic matter to the soil. His work demonstrates that growing crops on healthy soils produces more from less, more food from less land areas, less agrochemicals, less tillage, less water, and even less energy. This soil-centric approach is based on the premise that, as he says, the health of soil, plants, animals, people, and the environment is one and indivisible. From his humble beginnings as a refugee growing up on a small subsistence farm in India, his determination to learn and succeed in school propelled him to become one of the world's foremost soil scientists. Starting in 1970 at the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture in Nigeria, the laureate began addressing the issue of soil erosion and degradation in sub-Saharan Africa. He spearheaded research demonstrating that soil organic matter and carbon is crucial to sustaining and enhancing production of nutritious food. This year's laureate is notable for his teaching methods to researchers from around the world, starting with those who came to Nigeria. He also traveled to India, Brazil, Australia, and many other countries with tropical climates to practice and promote good soil management systems. He identified and promoted practices tailored to each region of the world to effectively restore soil health. By establishing long-term experiments in the tropics, he pioneered the practice of conservation agriculture in regions with harsh climates and fragile soils. Through his innovative work on agricultural intensification, our esteemed laureate not only introduced the concept of soil health and resilience as an effective strategy for meeting the farming challenges of a changing climate, he also identified the promise of soil carbon sequestration. As a professor at The Ohio State University in the early 1990s, the 2020 laureate pursued intensive research on soil carbon. He showed that restoring degraded soils through increasing soil carbon and organic matter not only improved soil health, but helped combat rising carbon dioxide levels in the air by sequestering atmospheric carbon. When his research was published in Science magazine in 2004, it garnered worldwide attention and transformed the way the world saw soils. Soils became not only the foundation for increasing food production and preserving natural ecosystems, but an important part of mitigating climate change. Because of the leadership of our laureate in linking soil carbon to climate change, 3 separate United Nations climate change conferences adopted his strategy of restoring soil health as a means to sequestering carbon. In 2007, he was recognized with a Nobel Peace Prize certificate for his contributions to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change Reports. As one of the most prolific researchers with more than 100,000 citations, he also recognizes the importance of translating science into action. He fostered work with national, international, and government institutions in a relentless quest to translate research into impact at the community and the farmer level. A consummate communicator, our laureate served as president of 4 international professional societies, developed strong channels of communication with policymakers all over the world. He mentored 350 scientists, students, and researchers. He collaborated with industry leaders to help them reach their goals for reducing carbon emissions. And he promoted soil-centric approach in visits to 105 countries to advance food security. He is credited as one of the most influential agricultural researchers by peer review organizations around the world. On one of his last trips to India in 2005, Dr. Borlaug himself presented our laureate with the Norman Borlaug Award, which honors outstanding Indian researchers in agriculture. The laureate's efforts to extend the green revolution by advancing soil health makes him such a deserving and laudable 50th World Food Prize laureate. I am so pleased to announce that the distinguished university professor and director of the Carbon Sequestration Center at The Ohio State University, Dr. Ratan Lal of India and the United States, is the 2020 World Food Prize laureate. Dr. Lal is a trailblazer in soil research. He reconciled two opposing elements that we have been wrestling with for decades: the need for increasing food production and the necessity of restoring our soil, water, and climate. In the past, the World Food Prize Foundation has been fortunate to have the opportunity to host this event in collaboration with both the U.S. Department of State and the U.S. Department of Agriculture. It is now my distinct honor to introduce the U.S. Secretary of State, the Honorable Michael R. Pompeo, and the U.S. Secretary of Agriculture, the Honorable Sonny Perdue, to offer a few remarks.
Hello, everyone. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo here. The annual World Food Prize is a tremendous event, and I wish I could be there to celebrate with you in person. I first want to commend Barbara Stinson for her leadership of this institution during this incredibly difficult time. One of the highlights of my tenure as Secretary of State so far was my visit last year to the World Food Prize Hall of Laureates in Des Moines. Congratulations on all of your successes. As a Kansan, I know full well how America helped feeds the world. That's particularly important now, as a global pandemic takes a toll on supply chains, nutrition, and farmers' livelihoods. This award's legendary founder, Norman Borlaug, made clear the stakes involved in providing enough food for everyone to eat. He said, quote, "Civilization, as it is known today, could not have evolved, nor can it survive, without an adequate food supply." You all, his successors, know that too. Today, we're proud to honor the 50th laureate of the World Food Prize, Dr. Ratan Lal. Dr. Lal's career builds on Borlaug's mission and noble legacy. The world's population continues to grow, and we need to use the resources we have more productively and efficiently to make sure everyone has enough food on their table. Dr. Lal's research in soil science shows that the solution to this problem is right under our feet. He's helping the Earth's estimated 500 million small farmers be faithful stewards of their land through improved management, less soil degradation, and the recycling of nutrients. The billions of people who depend on these farms stand to benefit greatly from his work. You all know this too. The American people do their part to keep others from going hungry. Through their generosity, the U.S. remains the largest contributor to the World Food Program, supplying 42% of its budget in 2019. Over the last 2 decades, our citizens have given more than $35 billion in global emergency food assistance through USAID. And we provided $100 million and counting in food assistance to keep people fed during the time of this pandemic. We're proud of this national effort and of what it says about America's values. But the recipients of this award consistently show that it's the private sector, philanthropists, scientists, entrepreneurs, that really make the difference in fighting world hunger. That's where Americans excel, and that's the way we'll make all of the greatest progress. Congratulations, Dr. Lal. Keep up the incredible work.
Hello everyone, I'm Sonny Perdue, U.S. Secretary of Agriculture, and I'm pleased to be here with you today for the 2020 World Food Prize Laureate announcement ceremony to honor the 50th laureate. I want to thank Paul Schickler and the entire World Food Prize Foundation Council of Advisors who actively support the vision of the foundation. I also want to acknowledge the work of Barbara Stinson. Barbara and I have had the pleasure of meeting early in her presidency of the World Food Prize Foundation. She is guiding this organization through tumultuous challenges over the first period of her tenure. USDA has worked alongside the World Food Prize Foundation for many years, and we're pleased to honor the work of its founder, Dr. Norman Borlaug. Among USDA's many ties to the World Food Prize Foundation, USDA hosts the Borlaug Fellows Program in his name, which since 2004 has enabled approximately 800 fellows from over 64 countries to access training and collaborative research opportunities through U.S. institutions. USDA and the World Food Prize Organization are both committed to highlighting innovative work being done around the world in agriculture. For these reasons, I am so pleased to congratulate this year's World Food Prize laureate, Dr. Ratan Lal, whose lifelong work has been to develop and promote the soil-centric approach to increase food production while also restoring and conserving natural resources. Here at USDA, our motto is to do right and feed everyone. The scientific innovations like those developed by Dr. Lal embody this motto in the work that he and we are doing. The agricultural practices Lal developed and advocated for are now at the heart of efforts to improve agricultural systems. Starting as early as the 1970s in Africa, Dr. Lal developed a soil-centric approach to global food security. This approach ensures the long-term sustainability of agro-ecosystems by focusing on soil health. Lal pioneered research demonstrating that soil organic matter and soil structure are crucial to sustaining and enhancing the quantity and the quality of food production in the tropics, where soil degradation has resulted in low and ever-depleting soil carbon. In these new and challenging times, specifically with COVID-19, we're seeing that food security and agriculture touch every part of our lives. Working towards our mission to do right and feed everyone has meant thinking about how connected feeding a growing population is to the sustainability of our soil and water. We here at USDA believe in the capacity of soil to be a vital living ecosystem that sustains plants, animals, and humans, and know the importance of managing soils so they are sustainable for future generations. The research that Dr. Lal has done has relevance to more than 1/3 of the planet's land area that is home to nearly 40% of the world's population. Congratulations to this year's recipient, Dr. Ratan Lal. Your work has shown the world the vital importance of caring for soils and a path to sustainable global food security. The USDA salutes you as a scientist and a humanitarian of the first order. Thank you all for having me participate in this event. I hope you all stay safe. God bless.
What excellent and relevant remarks from both Secretary Pompeo and Secretary Perdue. We are so grateful to have the continued support of our partners in our mission to elevate innovation and inspire action to advance global food security. With the growing pressures on natural resources, the challenges in our food system, the need to mobilize resources and technology to our farmers all over the world, the actions we take today have the ability to either amplify or rectify problems of the past and set a new course for the years to come. The World Food Prize Foundation annually hosts the Norman E. Borlaug International Symposium. This year, we will continue the tradition, whether virtually or in person, bringing together global leaders and students from all over the world. We will offer more diversity in our speakers, more young people on stage, and innovative formats for advancing deeper discussion. Given all that we've experienced in the past few months, this year's dialogue will address the ongoing challenges of creating resilience in global food systems. We need systems that can recover from shocks, provide food and nutrition security, adequate livelihoods, and improved environmental outcomes. Thank you for your kind attention today. We look forward to continuing our work together to advance Norman Borlaug's vision to end hunger. Congratulations to Dr. Ratan Lal, the 2020 World Food Prize laureate. And now stay with us for a live stream broadcast, Live with the Laureate, as the distinguished 2009 laureate and chair of the World Food Prize Selection Committee, Dr. Gebisa Ejeta, talks with our 2020 laureate. Thank you for joining us, and stay tuned.